Hello. So we're gonna do what the other tie in the poll was, and we're gonna start the next Ace Attorney. We are on Trials and Tribulations. Oh boy. I wonder if this first case will drive me as insane as that last first case did, where I nearly lost my mind with that phone booth. All right. Oh, I can actually see chat this time. Wow, it's amazing what adjusting your screen will do. So, new game. Trials and Tribulations. Let's go. Turnabout memories. I remember really liking this game. Like, I can't remember if it beat out the first one for first place out of the trilogy, but I'll have to, as we go, I'll have to try to remember if I liked this more than the first one. How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Oh. Oh no, it's College Phoenix, right? It wasn't me. I didn't. And his stupid sweater. I didn't do it. I say stupid sweater with such affection, because it's so good. 5 years earlier. Mia Fey. Second trial. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Yes, it's finally time. I'm kinda nervous. Is Grossberg? Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. Don't say that in the courtroom. Actually, how are we doing on the... What are you talking about? I am relaxing, Mr. Grossberg. Okay. Look at me. I'm relaxed. I just wanted to make sure that the viewer's view was still good. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. Excuse you. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's alright. This is your first time in... Hi, Ghost! Good to see you. Hugs for you, too. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Hi! Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service for 2 minutes. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. Did she grab your lapels? I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you already learned all the relevant facts? She's just that good. Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Look at him! Good morning, everybody! Look at him. I love this one. He's such a dork. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just wanted to say, I'll give it all that I've got. Yep, but this'll be fine, no problem. Oh. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Bright. Like the Flying Brothers? People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what's this basket's for. My dog says this way, I won't give it to anybody else. To be kind to others, he says. How topical. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. You are truly innocent. I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Move out of the way, mouse. April 11th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Rebel Rep, good to see the twins are all back. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, back when he had hair. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, wasn't it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was the leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Oh, toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend time babysitting the new defense lawyer. Oh my guy. You never leave this place. Don't worry, little girl. It will be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Yes, and he failed. Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred in the campus at Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. Did he swallow something? He was a fourth-year student at He swallowed something. He worked in pharmaceuticals. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, and then they called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Okay, we have a crime photo. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Well, we do see some electricity there. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. Oh, ad break's about to start. Oh, wait for a minute. The truth is that this victim died of a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? We'll leave it there. I'm gonna hop over to the ad break screen, and then I'm gonna get my guide up, because I forgot to do that, just so we don't get stuck. Alright, that should be done, so let us continue. What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Get back here. Get back here, game. Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought it might loosen you up a bit. Can I guess? Okay, let's look at the court record. Okay, date and time of death. 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Okay. The crime scene? Let's just check it really fast. So, yeah, there's the electric shock, there's the umbrella, and we can't really see much else other than, you know, his dead body. Alright, what do you got for me? I'm a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Perfect opportunity. Well, what is it? The cause. Go on. Please say that you know at least this much. I just looked it up. It's fine. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. I did, though. Groan. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now, see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. Yes, I just did that. But you knew that already, didn't you? The court record. I think I can see it by pressing tab, which is what I just did. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's press tab. Oh, we got profiles this time. We have... We don't care about you. Phoenix! 3rd year at university. He currently has a cold. He's all of 21. The victim, he was a 4th year pharmacology student. Oh. Oh, yeah, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. I remember you. Hi, Dahlia. Winston Payne, the prosecutor for the trial, veteran lawyer, with a little too much confidence at the moment. I think, isn't this how he loses his hair? We'll have to see. Okay, so we did that. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock, in other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? No? The answer to that will become crystal clear as the trial proceeds, Your Honor. Or you could just look at the photo. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie! I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I already checked the profiles, it's fine. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's got the word Payne right in his name. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. I don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Please stop fondling with that particular bit of your hair. It looks weird. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What is the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? This time I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all of our weapons can be found in the court record. Yes, we checked the profiles. Find the evidence you need and shove it into old Greybeard's face. You also have a gray beard, my good sir. Yes, sir, and older Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are there as well. Yes. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab, so be sure to go over it all. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Toggling. Alright. Take that, indeed. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she was some part to play in this story. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Payne, this is a bad idea. You're not supposed to do this. It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. Court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your... But I didn't do it! I'm innocent, I tell you! I'm telling you, it's cough. Red cold. Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? He's trying! It seems the witness has something that he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation with the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer, and all I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Ah. I see. You hardly knew the victim. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Phew. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? Seems like you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be? The witness still has to undergo something called a cross-examination! Oh no. Cross-examination? He's right. And the defense's duty is to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client! This is why you shouldn't have put him on the witness stand! Even if it is your client, in the court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that the testimony just now, that there was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? With your silly little sweater. Alright, so we can start pressing. So let's start pressing! When you say there, do you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened, anyway. I forgot you sounded like that! Something! You can't hide what happened! We have photographic evidence! Achoo! Achoo! A sneezing fit! Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? But I'm done. All I did was find his body. Okay, we're pressing that too. You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? A coughing fit. Unfortunately, it was other student that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. Good morning, Zin! It's nice to see you. I saw that you followed me the other day. That's very nice of you. So yeah, next to the body in shock. Rabble-de-rabble. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? A coughing fit. Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? No, it's a good distraction. Keep going, Phoenix. Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, like most people. But I hardly knew the guy to begin with, so let's press that. Because that's... So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Sneezing fit. Now see here, you can't avoid answering the question by snoozing all day. Wanna bet? Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me? Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who's this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet. But that was all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up Brit- Okay, we're pressing that, because why is he a British wannabe? Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright? Ah, no, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to provide your testimony. However, how it is that you knew the victim, as you put it, the British wannabe? Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Actually, hold on. We're gonna check the court evidence. Tab over. Crime scene photo. Check it. Yep, that is not the same shirt. Okay, so then what is this? Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. I was right there. It was right there on his back. No, it isn't. Miss Faye, is there some point in this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo and notice that is a completely different jacket. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. Phoenix! The Union Jack was on the back of his t-shirt he was wearing. Oh, Phoenix, please. I was under the impression that you actually accidentally came across his body. But if that's really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Oh, Phoenix. Mia, you made our client cry. Let him. That pianist just doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that the man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Aw, thank you, Koki. For 3 whole months, you are a sweetheart. But yes, enjoy the emotes. Aw, the little flower. Alright. Killing the cold. Hey, wait a second. Hugs for Koki too, because Koki is the sweetest Pikachu. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? He. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Phoenix! He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Bright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the another photo from the crime scene. We have 2 photos. Good. Yes, everybody hug Koki because Koki is a sweetie. What is this? In the victim's hand, it's a bottle of Cold Killer X. It's Cold Killer X, but it's over the counter. It could be a different bottle. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Did you test it for fingerprints? Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints were all over it. Okay, you actually did the thing. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. Somehow. His purpose for doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. Okay, sure. What sound logic we are having. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Okay. Victim's watch stopped at the time of death. Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning while the large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my butt. My poor hemorrhoids. Why are you telling it? Yes, we are objecting to your buttocks. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmaceutical department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Did you not have, like, a backpack you could put it in, Phoenix? Phoenix? Mr. Wright, that is completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. What really happened? Alright, so we're gonna press that. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never! But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is... Judge, keep up. Keep up. It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. Aw. What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something else. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it's one of those nasty love triangles, I see. Stop. Stop right there. He was in pharmaceutical department. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated that you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmaceutical department, correct? Pharmacology, whatever. Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist? I see. I gotta admit, he was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory in there and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. Hello! Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. Yes. Let's go with the pharmaceutical department, actually. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. I'm gonna just keep saying pharmaceuticals. I'm sorry, not sorry. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much about it, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. Yes. That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltage, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there was electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, we split up. We're gonna... just for fun. So what was it you were talking about? You know... that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Really? Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. And later, when I went back, I found him lying there. Okay, why did you go back, though, Phoenix? So you say you went back? Yeah. That's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Oh, Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix. Don't sneeze your way out of the awkwardness. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. Taking the medicine for the past 2 or 3 days. It's rather unusual to catch cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in the spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else you know that you were taking the cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. So I'm pretty sure all of my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle around lunchtime. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. That just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Yeah, please. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately his time of death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? He. I knew it was too much work for a little girl. Aw, them's fighting words. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, you correct? I'm pretty sure he was probably murdered in the pharmacology department, and then his body was dragged out, and then somebody cut the wires as an easy excuse to be, oh, this was how he was electrocuted, it's fine. Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? Because yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there was something else going on in the pharmacology department. If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. I mean, can we establish a murder method right now? Let's take a quick look here. Yeah. Oh, I can. Okay, we're doing this. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Fay? I believe that if we were to piece together everything together up until that we've heard up until now, I swear I can read. We should be able to solve this mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. He. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna check on his time of death real quick. We're gonna crime photo 1. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here, except for... Okay, anyway, ad break time. Hold on. Alright, looks like ads are done, so let's continue. Alright, so how was this man electrocuted? I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Bay, where exactly is this photo of the murder weapon? Get over here. You. This right here. Present this. Well, naturally, it's right here. Yes! What is that? A separate electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines that the pharmaceutical students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable. Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of his death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some price is in order. Don't time with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant. Achoo! That much is certainly true. You don't know that! And yes, that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. I did not know that. That's kind of a cool fact. What? You mean... Yes. It's quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. Palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think the one way Mr. White could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Okay. Never mind that it's a little too high for him, but okay. Order, that's enough. I think we can conclude that there's no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us. We're done. Mr. Grossberg! My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over me. You have magical hemorrhoids? I knew this boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Oh no. Your Honor! This time I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. We gotta hold it! Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay? Is that what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I can't just say it. I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay, no matter what it is, you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute! Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... God. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Bam! Dang, Phoenix! Oh, he's sweating. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we are all absolutely convinced that you are. Please. Please give me just one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. But see, pushing is different than killing. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. I wonder if that was an updated reference for the re-release. I'll have to check the DS version. When I pushed the victim... That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So I wha-bammed him. Like a Street Fighter character. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. But it's supposed to be coated in, like, that shouldn't have killed the man, unless it was cut somehow. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, the light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. I mean, this is true. We know basic science from Pokemon. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. Okay. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye. Let me warn you right now that your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts. I intend to deliver my verdict without any further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he's innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere to prove it. When I pushed him. Okay, let's press everything. So what kinds of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after you said that, I lost my temper and gave him a push. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? How did you wha-bam him with one hand? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right. There was nothing like that at all. But it's possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. No, Phoenix, no! What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll you over like your cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment of the push, correct? Let's continue on with the testimony. Witness. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. Press that? A loud noise? And what would you say was that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like a snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. He. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. That would have a different sound, though, if it was a loud snap. You're not qualified to decide that! What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack? Ah! Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner. Wow, Phoenix. Then again, I wish I had that kind of umbrella. It was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye? What do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... Of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, the cheap umbrella is more important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information from a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about your cheap umbrella to your testimony. He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Press it. So, Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah. It was right under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. Okay, that is a contradiction. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. Hi, Nero! Aw, okay, that is a really cute emote, and I adore that. Thank you. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Oomph, my stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. A little while after I left, started to get worried. Let's press that anyway. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away, like a weenie? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking on Mr. Swallow's condition. Yeah, not the best move, Phoenix. Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. At the time, did you see anyone else in the scene of the crime? Cough. Nope, nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cop possibly sound any phonier? Oh, now he's just faking it. In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that'll help me turn up some contradiction. Which, I have the contradiction. Let's go to the... Lost my temper. Shoved him. He fell down on top of his umbrella. We're gonna present the crime photo. Because... that is not on top of him. Or under him, or whatever. Hi, Kratos! 21 months? Wow! Thank you. I don't have a take that, sadly, but that would have been great, actually. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's argument earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at this crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order, order, order! The victim, he moved with his legs that he had? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where's it now? Well, it's collected by the police. Yippee! Well, I guess it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately. Broken umbrella. Found broken near the electrical pole at the crime scene. The umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. Yeah, but I know that the matter of this umbrella seems relatively trivial. Yes, that is perfect, and I love it. But as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! Yeah, I think this is how he loses his hair. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that the huge hole has been blown into the prosecution case by the defendant's testimony and a simple umbrella. Phoenix's testimony on the court record. Well done, Mia. Oh, hee. Why are you... Mr. Payne, why are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. Really, my guy? You just admitted that in front of this whole court? It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. I don't follow what you're putting down. Let me guess. You have another witness? Exactly. And this witness testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who's this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? Yes, the same Dolly. That Dolly, right there. I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing, somehow. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Again, somehow. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Too cool for this. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. I am, though. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Alright, saving time. Really, it didn't prompt me to save. Alright, well, in that case, we'll do it manually. I think. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened. Back there, Yes, okay, I can prompt it. I was like, why won't you let me do it? Okay. File 3. Oh boy! Yeah. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Oh no. Oh honey, no. Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Oh, Phoenix. I remember one of these twists. Oh no. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. Phoenix, you are a by disaster and I love you. The love of your life? Huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Lily and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courtroom. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer, on the side, anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me on the day we met as a symbol of our love. Uh-huh. Yeah, that is a tiny little vial in the locket. That's actually a really clever little thing. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this, because surely that's not an important piece of evidence or something. So she gave you this as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy, I show it to everyone I meet, like my lawyer badge in the future. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Oh, Phoenix. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright, a small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, that wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. How did you... It happened on August 27th, right here in this very courtroom? What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? In the courthouse? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping, an article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have now will not be enough, my dear. I'll go ahead and look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help of you, Mia. Well, it looks like the recess is about over. We'd all better get moving. I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Okay, to be continued. Here is my save prompt. April 11th, 12:13 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Rabbledy. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Too pure. What's this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It is my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit, you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Is it the Disney Princess vibes? I think it's the Disney Princess vibes. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. Wow. Oh, how they look straight at me when they say this. Thank you for calming my nerves. You were all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Oh. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. No, they must have updated some of the references, because these are the Harlem Shake and the Milkshake song are like 2010-ish songs. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed. I'd been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Oh! He got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how the hot flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win on my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madame Fey. Madame? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Oh, did she call her like an obachan or something? What I witnessed. Planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Press that. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department. He's in the art department? If that's the case, what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Uh-huh, how wonderful. Is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Thank you, Judge. Nothing left to do when a man reaches this age. Sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry. Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to go to the art department, I have to walk through the back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Press that. Oh, ad break in progress! Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that the ad break was going. I thought it was just saying ad break is coming up, so whoops! So, who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Dog Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. Totally not coincidentally, by the way. So, what were Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. Like, girl. Wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Vey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Oof. Why am I being demonized here? Please, go on. What did you see next? Yeah, go into that. Go into how he got wobbly. Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim? Is that right? Which isn't right if the leather handprint is in fact a thing. I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did anything to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? I can't really show a contradiction, or can I? Did electrical shock, watch stop at the time of death. Oh, fell on top of the umbrella. Can I check the article real quick? Because I want to see what that is. Murder at the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, the police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Is that it? Okay. Okay, well, actually, I think we can. Show the contradiction. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Miss Speck, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is her. She has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defense's prom prints was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. Yes, okay, we did. It's already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Press it. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment that Dougie fell onto the ground. And at the time, there was only the two of them at the scene? The defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow? Yes, that's right. Didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. Okay, what? They were talking about you, ma'am. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Girl! Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh. I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Okay, called the da-da-da. It didn't look like they were fighting. I feel like I should, present the crime photo again? Is that it? Let me double check. Da-da-da. Number 2, or 1-2, rather. Ba-da-da-da-da. Because, yeah, he pushed him hard enough to break the umbrella, so get over here. Presenteth. Presenteth. It fell on top of his umbrella, and there was a loud sound when this happened. You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct? Yes. That's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. Sure, Jan. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the fact that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear the noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. 'Cause I had my AirPods in. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. She had her AirPods in and she couldn't hear everyone. Headphones? You mean both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready to have his fun come to an end just yet. The sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning? Huh. Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. He. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. I think everybody would notice if there was lightning going on. Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. She didn't hear anything. There was lightning. Hello? Your Honor, there is a problem with this witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Yes, that is basic science. Good job, Mia. Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim died from being hit by a lightning bolt? Oh, everyone's surprised. I mean, they're rare, but it could happen. I have to admit that had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Just happy little thoughts. You know, he's just having a good time. Probably frolicking in a field somewhere. The entire case is built upon the premise that Mr. Dogswallow was murdered. But the very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, a victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually an accidental? All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty verdict now you're okay. He. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm the fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day on that location. So she lied? What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is that evidence? The affidavit. Who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because it severed the electrical cable. Power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. Well then. According to the students, the cable was very odd. Or old, rather. I'm old, yeah. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. And they had no warning signs with this? Like, dear IBU, label your brittle cables to be like, do not touch, thank you. Because you're dealing with college kids, and college kids can do some really stupid things. However, there is one thing that troubles me. Only one thing, okay. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye? Do you have any thoughts on regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try and regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Okay, let's... One second. Get back here. What she witnessed. Okay. So we are going with that. Sorry, Phoenix, we're gonna throw you under the bus for a minute. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Bright's testimony. The defense testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to the same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. He landed on his face, not on his back. See that umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. Nope. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, that doesn't make any sense at all. The victim was shoved into that far pole. Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground there. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order, order in the court. The lamentations of my enemy. I've longed to hear them. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it. Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than how I remember them. What? What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge. Of course, it's alright. Just go on right ahead and give your new testimony. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. What I Witnessed Part 2. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. What? First time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind like a linebacker. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Okay. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Oh, she is playing them like a fiddle. Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Beck, you may proceed with your cross-examinations. Let's get her. What I Witnessed Part 2. Pardon? Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry, I wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge. Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury. Oh, come on now. What's a little old white lie? Oh my... Well, forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Ho 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 duh. This judge had better be more careful of himself. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Oh, cool. Beware, Your Honor. First time was into electrical... Okay, we're pressing that. You say you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets met. Excuse me? Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. The amount of flip-flopping this judge does, I swear. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. Press it. So let me get this straight. You were very happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched the scene unfold? Yep, you were just bopping along. What? Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them up. Cheer them on? Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both. And that what they would each give the fight their all. Ma'am. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive. As one man is running from his life. Oh, wow. And what happened after that? But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind, again, like a linebacker. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on his chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? Cable snapping, it's all occurred in less than a minute. Press it. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She doesn't have much time to come up with her lie, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Okay, wait, so we established that, ran away from him. Crashed into him from behind. Okay, so probably the best presenting is the watch. The watch stopped at the time of his death, which was 12:40 or 2:45. Okay. Presentive. Got it. Okay. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You won't in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That was the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine that I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Bay? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Yarg! There's a 10-minute gap. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during the 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that. It was during that interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court. This is nonsense. The real murderer? Even if you can't deny the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who are you saying could have done it? She's standing on the witness stand. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer. Miss Spey, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Spey. Now then, Miss Spey, let's have it. Who's the real killer? Alright. Time to be like, hey. Hey. Can only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you... The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing at the time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Like, yeah, ma'am. Order, order, Miss Spey? What? I mean, why? That is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Yeah. Oh, the butterflies are back. How can you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything. Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge. Oh. He's like, no, hold up. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. It's you. You. What is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. Oh, sweetie, no. She's not worth it. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't have done something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Arg! Achoo! Leave my Dolly alone! Achoo! That boy. He's gotten himself in way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back! I forgot you were there! It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in the newspaper clipping. Yeah, okay, time to read some papers. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You'd better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Yeah. Now then, the defense has made very serious accusations. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Sniffle. Go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet doggy? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. Because you are that bitch. I told you that you should let me handle this. Weep. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. And on this lovely note, move over to the ad break. Alright, looks like ads are done. So let us continue. Let's catch this liar in a lie. Uh-huh. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe this girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. This answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. Time to read some papers. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement of the cafeteria of this building. And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Let's tab over to the... we want to read this, not this. We want to read this. Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date, time, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28, occupation... Oh, I remember this now. Age 28, occupation lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity of the suspect's person. It isn't clear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. I remember this now. Okay. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have the evidence that suggests she in fact had a very good reason. Very well then, the court grants the defense requests. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. Oh, the music is picking up. Let's go. It was like we were destined to meet in that very courthouse basement's reading room. And the moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since, on that fateful day. We're so lovey-dovey-wuppy, we literally make people sick. They're just jealous, I think. Phoenix, please. Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her! Press it. So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes. I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Oh, don't help her. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. Yeah, not helping. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho 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 ho. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini. Amazing. Destined to meet in that very court because, yeah, you probably planned it as such. The courthouse reading room, that's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in that courthouse reading room? The line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with the murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. This has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case. I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. Better to tread carefully. Okay. Keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? It pleases Your Honor. The answer is simply this. I'd come to this courthouse to do some research on a paper I was writing. Tell me about that paper. You were writing a paper? On what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Okay. Okay. That sounds like a fascinating research idea. How do those two things correlate, Dahlia? Please do tell. I was a literature major. Am I getting too old? No, I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff? Mia, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? No, I haven't forgotten. I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. I already did. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Let's see, how do I nail her? Well, we did just get the police report, so let's try that. Your Honor, that statement oh, in what way? Okay, I missed something. He's mad at me now. You can't give up yet, Mia. Oh. Okay. Okay, 8 months ago, it's like we were destined in the big courthouse basement reading room. Okay, present. Did I present it in the wrong statement? I probably did. Yeah, I just presented it too early. Anyway. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of the research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of that suspect in the incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! The truth, then. The lovely... Yes! Miss May, that's not fair! You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right ahead. It's true about 8 months ago. The police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay. I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Oh, you've already lit my heart, and oh no, his butt is on fire. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. My dude, have you gone to a doctor? The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment. That's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Okay. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. Oh, please stop falling for her. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today, and I'll be sure to show them to you just before the end of this cross-examination. Ugh. What is this? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Aha, Meaty, you're glowing with true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture, that self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Poisoning. Time to press things. To talk about? What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us what that incident was? That has absolutely nothing to do with at all with this case. Objection sustained. The defense question is stricken from the record. You got involved with a lot of incidents. You get involved with a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you. Phoenix, please. You have heard the man. Now that's true love, young lady. Oh, Phoenix, please. Ugh, those two really are making me ill. Albeit for decidedly different reasons. Phoenix, stop being a schmuck. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. Press that. How long were you gone? I've already answered all those questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes? And what were you doing during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? Were you just extremely constipated? What happened here? What are you saying, Miss May? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop. You'd be surprised that some men actually think that their girlfriends do- Yeah, anyway. You heard the defendant, Miss May. Better luck next time! Oh, Feeny, please. Police have already looked into that whole matter. The line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison. How did you hear this, ma'am? About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle eye drops say it's 1.5 fluid ounces, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? Poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. Again, how do you know this? A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh? And where would something like that come from? Like a rare plant or something? I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard from the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical procedures to purify it? Chemical process? Well, chemicals, you say? Impressive. Most impressive. The better question is, how did that criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Alright, hold on. We're tabbing over here. Because she wouldn't know how to get a poison like that. She was dating this man. Resenteth. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. His laboratory contained high-activity advanced chemical equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you've access to such poison after all. And then, It was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that, sitting on it at his table, was you. No! Order, order, order! Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless May I say something, Madame Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? Okay. She is right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madame, but this is a court of law. If you say so, I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? Get me to the evidence tab. Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning. Unless we can come up with some evidence, give me the And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse it, where's the container? Where's the container? The container is right here. Look at this tiny bottle on this thing. Wacha! If you were forced to get rid of a container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone you knew wouldn't be searched. Who's that person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? No. Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. Yes, it is really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean? I mean, if we're honest, I would unironically wear that as a necklace. As a fun little fandom nod, and it's a cute design. So what does that mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witnesses met and fell in love with Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day of the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding that one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain that if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Ah! Order in the court. Phoenix! On behalf of Dolly, I object! Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Phoenix, you've got it so bad you're being blind. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Mm-hmm. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne would want to date you any— Oh, this is harsh. Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Oh, Phoenix. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point of the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of the necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not, and is not, madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. Oh, my necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. She really wants to destroy it now, please. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. Again, like his attorney badge. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Oh. Eek! You made him cry. Mia, are you alright? Oh, the defendant, he's getting away. Bailiff, hurry, after him. Oh no, he ran away crying. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy. He went completely insane. Where is Mr. Wright? Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no! What is it? A bottle necklace! Miss Hawthorne's present! It's gone! What? That's terrible! Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in the blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this is the sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. Just you wait. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. I threw it into the sea. Or something. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. Phoenix! You what? You ate it? Phoenix! There could be a trace amount of poison in that, and you just ingested it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. But yeah, you swallowed glass? What the? What? What is he doing now? Oh, his poor stomach. Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. He ingested poison and glass. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, the bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? It's only been 5 seconds! Hee. I think it's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there has to be some mistake. The model must not have had any poison left in it. Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency. Yeah, words. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It is heartwarming to see that you place so much faith in Mr. Wright. What? That's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Oh no, you are dead, my guy. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginning like you to understand. But in the court of law, evidence is everything. Ugh. Even after I prove so much, she's still going to get away with everything? Well, now, as for the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the hold it! Phoenix! But... Mr. Wright! I'm sorry, Miss Faye. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. It's none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. She's a massive manipulator. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? Oh, she restole some poison, which would explain why he is so wobbly. Oh no! Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came into the lab that time, too. Could only have been her. The girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Wha-bam! Is this true? Did he really say that? I mean, that's very important, Phoenix. Come on! That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. Oh, and she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this is the defendant is. Miss Fay, you tell him. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. No, she totally did it. My guy. So Dolly stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dolly Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Fay, if you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dolly Hawthorne planning to kill? I am so sorry, Phoenix. She was gonna throw you right under that bus. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dolly Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Miss Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning on to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. No! Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was... Oh, ad break. I'll be right back. Okay. Continuing on. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was... Excuse me. The one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there's just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. It was a present. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Yes! Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Oh. Jeannie. What a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I've been told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne. It appears we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into the criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? Seems you're sniveling a little cryberry baby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. I love the butterflies. With absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. And ask that nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. Keep on pushing without any evidence. You could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? Disbarment? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No! I just got it! You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray. Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. To be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. YOLO! Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible, you can't possibly. Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that the very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. Saving! Let's see if I can get it on the first try. I can just imagine the headlines of tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, The poison was probably in there. Well, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show the court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. The poison was probably in the cold thing, I'm guessing, because he always took it after a meal. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Presenteth. Here it is. I think I got it. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Hee hee, hee hee, hee hee. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Yeah, she would have watched him die. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago. The poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into on the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing that first time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. And he got up. That's when the murderer, Dolly Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. Then she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this was when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. That's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, the cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate the necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey. Mia Fey. Oh no. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? She eviscerated the butterflies. That's just fine. For the time being. Victory's yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Yes. I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrage. What? Where have you been for this past hour? But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care! I'm Winston Payne! I don't believe one word that the rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. This is a cute distraction. There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? You see, yes. And here comes the back pedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life on it? Yeah. Oh, this is how he loses his hair! Ooh! Oh no! Rip to your hairdo! Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, Your Honor. I'll fire the papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Uh-huh. Sure, Jan. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. And by the way, Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Were you not paying attention this entire time? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne. This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like I'm losing my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Whoops. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Achoo. Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Hooray! This court is adjourned. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant, Lobby Number 3. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Oh no! Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them, please? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship with mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it's a veteran lawyer who's lost... It is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations! Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The Dahlia I saw up there in the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the Dahlia I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Why, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. We'll get to that. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Your other best friend is Larry! Eek, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department? Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and I managed to save my friend. But Mia had passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought I would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can always hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Because yeah, you think we have seen the last of Dahlia? Oh no! A brand new episode has been added. All right. We'll start this episode and go for a little while before I stop. All right, a brand new episode has been added. Are we ready to meet Godot? Stolen turnabout. Save the progress. Time is 1 a.m. Beep, 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 beep. Are we starting the Mario Kart? Detective, we made it. Phew, what a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Oh no, Gumshoe. You said it, pal. It must have been our rock-solid security that scared him off. Would you mind opening the safe just to double-check? Oh no, Gumshoe. Open the safe. Open the double safe. Oh no! Ah! We've been hit! Kaito! Mask to mask! Kaito, did you do this thing? Outrun guards, turn... Ah ha 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 ha! Better luck next time, gentlemen! No, Kaito totally did this. See, there he is, right there! Ha 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 ha! Excuse me, but I'm afraid I must be leaving now. We shall meet again! When the next moon is full! Ah ha 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 ha! Ah ha 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 ha! Salutations! October 11th, 3:24 p.m. Right in Law offices. Hey Nick, get a load of this! Hey, are you listening to me? Can you clean the toilet later? You can clean the toilet later. This is important. What are you freaking out about now? Hee. Today will be the last time you talk to me that way. Huh? We're about to hit the big time. Big time? And what do you mean by we? Don't mean that you and me aren't. Ha! Don't be silly. I'm talking about me and... Curly, of course! Oh, it's a pleasure to see you again, Mr. Nick. Well, you haven't changed a bit. Well, what are you doing here anyway? Haven't you heard, Mr. Nick? Here, take a look at this! What's this? Some kind of poster? Corain Village. Isn't that? That's right. That's our hometown. Pearly and mine, that is. What's this about treasures from the boonies? Ha ha ha, very funny. You can laugh all you want. But you'll be singing another tune tonight. Tonight? What about tonight? The Treasure of Corain exhibit doesn't actually start until next week, but the promoter sent us some special VIP entry passes. That's why I dressed up extra special today. What do you think, Nick? Same Maya. Different day. This young lady here is Maya Fey. The younger sister of Mia Fey, my friend and mentor. I first met her 2 years ago. I was working on the case surrounding Mia's death, and ever since then... You've been the one who's been keeping the office afloat from behind the scenes. Actually, that's just a cover for her true identity. In reality, she's a spirit medium and a bit of a shady character. Really? Hey, who are you calling shady? And this little girl's Pearl Fey. They usually call her Pearls. She's Maya's cousin, and a spirit medium in training herself. I know I'm a bit young. I want help any way I can, Mr. Nick. Corain Village is the home of the mysterious Corain channeling technique. And Maya herself is the daughter of the Corain School of Channeling's master. I know it sounds ridiculous, but this is no joke. I've seen her power with my own eyes. It's the real thing, all right. Earth to Nick, how long are you going to make two gorgeous women like us wait? Yes, Mr. Nick. I can't wait any longer. I want to see the exhibit. Looks like I don't get a choice here. Might as well head on out. Treasure exhibit poster. October 11th, 7:18 p.m. Ordley Taylor, main exhibit hall. Lordly Taylor, the city's most fanciest and most expensive department store. Treasure exhibit, huh? I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. Wow! This is awesome! Yeah, you can make even the cheapest junk look great. It all depends on how you display it. Oh, they even have the dusty old hanging wall scroll that was in the Fey Manor storeroom. Oh yeah, I remember scribbling on that when I was a little rich. On a family heirloom? Say, Nick, the person in charge of this exhibition is waiting for us in the basement warehouse. Alright, I guess we should go and say hello. Time to travel. Well, let's do a little examining first. What's with the big cushion? It's just lying around with nothing on it. Well, it must be for the greatest treasure of them all. Greatest treasure? Is there something like that? Is it the friends we made along the way? Huh? Why, of course there is. Right, Pearly? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll bet it would really take your breath away. Okay. Piece of cloth with a ton of finely written characters jammed onto it. Probably esoteric knowledge only mediums would know. Let's see. Here's the title in English. 108 ways to save money. Oh, nice. Instead of 108, like spiritual whatevers. I'm pretty sure the number has gone up since the last time I saw it. Well, we're always looking for new ways, you know. Being a medium sounds like a rough way of life. I think I remember this old folding screen here. Is it the one with the bullet hole from when... I'm pretty sure it was an important piece of evidence in that murder case that happened in Korean Village. The folding screen is the greatest of all the spirit channeling secrets. The six-leaf Korean sacred writing folding screen. If it's so secret, why is it the most prominent thing in the exhibit? Tiny little model village, no clues here. Tiny little model village. Oh, Mr. Maya, look! I can't believe it! Ah, it's so cute! It's a little diorama of the Korean village. Yeah, look at that! Somehow it seems to reek of dreariness. Oh, Mr. Maya, it's your house! It even says Fay Manor on it! Yikes, you're right! I don't want to the famous in front of it. Don't do it, Maya! They might get mad! Alright, let's let us move. Exit. Moving. Basement warehouse. October 11th, Lordly Taylor, basement warehouse. Yep, this is a basement warehouse, alright. This place is scary. I feel like a monster could jump out at any time. Don't be scared, Pearly. I'll protect you. Oh, Mr. Wright. Eek! A monster! You were right! Huh? A monster? Good evening. It's good to see you again. Hey, it's Adrian. I think that was her name. You? I know you. Nice to see you again, too, little miss. Is she a friend of yours, Nick? And how do you know her, Pearly? Nice to meet you. Yep, I'm Adrian Andrews. Aw, she seems to be doing better. That's nice. Okay, final ad break of the stream, probably. I was doing a little too early, but it throws me off, man. Alright, that should do it. Nice to meet you. I'm Adrian Andrews. I'm in charge of the promotion and planning for this treasure exhibit. I'm also responsible for the security arrangements. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, I don't think she was there yet. Or she was on something. Adrian sure has changed since we last met. So, this is the warehouse. The real valuable exhibit items are still stored away in here. Let's talk. How you doing? It really has been a long time, hasn't it, Mr. Wright? Nick, what's going on? Who is this woman? Why are you freaking out on me? What? I just thought it'd be more dramatic if I got all worked up, that's all. Mr. Maya, you shouldn't let him off the hook so easily. Please, Maya, don't say anything that'll needle Pearl further. Mr. Wright was there for me when I really needed help. It was something that happened 7 months ago. You remember, don't you? The Nickel Samurai case? Not really. I was stuck in a dark wine cellar. Did that escape your memory, Nick? Okay, yeah, this was during the, Okay. After that, I quit being a manager and started this job. Wow, that's tough. I'm sorry, Miss Andrews. If it weren't for us. No, don't say that. I'm glad the whole thing happened. Thanks to you and everyone else that was involved, I was able to change my whole life. Oh, good for her. I really am grateful. Yeah, that's a relief. I'm really impressed, Miss Andrews. Handling a huge exhibition like this must be very tiring. Well, Portly Taylor is celebrating their 200th anniversary this year. The works on display in the main exhibition hall are worthy of the finest museums. Ooh, did you hear that, Pearly? The finest museums! Yes, I did! That's really wonderful! So the basement warehouse is pretty well protected, huh? Of course it is. After all, there are some priceless treasures in here. Security guards are all very highly trained as well. That sounds good. So, what's with that face she's making? Oh, please tell me Meekins was one of the guards. So, move? Well, actually, let's present the poster real quick. Present. I wanted to do something nice for you and your friends, Mr. Wright. So that's why you arranged this exhibit. I know that Kurain Village was the hometown of your assistant Maya. I thought it would be great to let the rest of the world know about it too. But that's not exactly thanking me per se, is it? Maybe. But who'd want to see on the exhibit on the treasures of Phoenix Wright and just be his lawyer badge? I guess I can't argue with that one. So what about this? Sorry, I can't be of any more help, so... Can we talk about anything else? No? So we'll move back to the hall. We'll move... Wow, okay. Okay, back to the basement, I guess. Examine? Let's see, what can we poke around in? You see some paint. That's an exit sign. That's a doorway. Okay, there's a computer over there. The computer. It looks like it's hooked with a security camera above. And that means what? The camera is set up to take a photo of anyone who goes in or out of the storeroom. And the data for the camera gets uploaded to this computer here. That's what. I see. That's some pretty high-tech stuff. Okay. It's a security camera. It's trained on the warehouse door. It's set up to take a picture of anyone who enters or exits the door. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound for the cure, they say. Alright, so can I... Oh, I can slide to the left? So, this statue here. Maya, take a look at look next to the door. That's Mystic Ani, right? Yes, that's the statue of the woman who invented the Kurenai channeling technique. Kurain. The statue is on loan from one of the training halls in the Fey branch family. In fact, it just arrived this morning. Ami Fey's golden statue added to the court record. What's that creepy looking thing she's holding? Don't ask me. How should I know? You're the heir? Well, you are the future master, right? Maybe so, but this is the first time I've ever seen this statue. That thing is the Kurain Shinchi Shito. It's a ceremonial sword. Shinchi Shito. Okay. It's not a real weapon, so the blade isn't sharp. Aw, Philly! I wanted to cut something. Maya, no! What are you eyeing me for? Oh, look! It's already 8. Have you eaten yet? Well, actually... I've already made a reservation at the restaurant on the 12th floor. Why don't we all dine together? Oh, I like the sound of that dine. It sounds so fancy! I'll have the kids' lunch! Pearly, it's dinner, not lunch. Why don't you go for it and really eat your fill with the kid dinner? Yay! In that case, one kid dinner for me! Shall we head upstairs then? What could possibly go wrong? After that pleasant evening, all that remained was to wait for the exhibition's opening. It was really wonderful to see Miss Andrews looking so happy. None of us could have imagined. The very next day, something terrible would happen. October 12th, 10:09 a.m., Rent & Cola offices. And actually... Nick, it's terrible! What the? You're cleaning the toilet again? I never knew you were such a toilet! Really, Maya? Okay. Give me a break, would you? My brain just hit the snooze button for the 5th time! I'm going to turn on the TV! We've got an update on the recent treasure heist. Based on the clues found at the scene of the crime, authorities have announced. It's believed to be the work of the renowned phantom thief, The Mask. The Mask. According to spokesman Lordly Taylor, received a threat letter some days ago. This is the 5th heist by the phantom thief who only targets rare treasures. So, it's Kaito. Kaito did it. Lordly Taylor? Well, Nick, what are you going to do? Don't you dare go back on to scrubbing the toilet. Treasure, Lordly Taylor, you don't think? Yes, now get up, Nick. It was stolen by Mask star The Mask. Our most valuable treasure. The Korean sacred urn. It was stolen. What? Alright, let's talk about the sacred urn. Refresh my memory a little. What's the sacred urn? It's only the most important treasure in Korean village. That's all. Look, it's right there in the poster. You remember what was inside the urn contains a very important soul. Namely, the soul of mystic Ami Faye, encountered with the Korean channeling technique. Right, Pearly? Yes, that's right. Hold up. It says I am. I thought the urn had the name Ami written on it. Now it says I am. Any idea how that happened, Pearly? Well... There are some things best left unsolved, wouldn't you say, Mr. Yeah, no, she totally did that. That's right. 1 year ago, there was a murder in Korean village, Maya's hometown. The sacred urn, it turned out to be an important clue in that case. Like the bullet hole in the sacred text. Last year's incident. I mean, I already know what to do. That was terrible. I was arrested and everything. 1 year ago, the murder in Korean village. A man was killed during one of Maya's spirit channelings. And that this urn wound up being a key piece of evidence that proves her innocence. So this was a case from the second game. Mr. Nick? Would you mind not telling Miss Maya about that? You promised, remember? You said you wouldn't tell anyone I broke the urn. Oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember, this urn used to say Ami on it. But Pearl did an oopsie. Until Pearls accidentally broke it into a million pieces. She tried to secretly fix it. Let's just say it didn't work out so well. Sorry, I'm not so good at arts and crafts. Spelling either. Anyway, this is how her gluing project turned out. She put the pieces together wrong, and now instead of Ami it says I am. Yeah, she tried really hard. I can't believe no one's noticed until now. A whole year later! I can't believe myself. Alright, so let's just quickly do a little moving. Over 12, Lordly Taylor, main exhibition hall. Right, let's see if we can find some clues that might lead us to the bad guy. But it doesn't look like anything has been disturbed. Yeah, looks pretty much the same as it did last night. Bad guy, huh? Hey, you can't poke around here, pal. Gumshoe! Wait a minute, that voice. Oh no, not him again. It's my boy. It's you, and I'm the one who should be saying not again. Why is it every time that something bad happens, you always show up, pal? I should be asking you that. Aren't there any other detectives? No, we just have the one. No, I should be asking you that. What are you doing hanging around here? Hey, I asked you first. Why are you here Alright, we got it. Why don't you two kiss and make up already? Hello. It's been a long time, Mr. Scruffy Detective. Oh, it's you, little missy. Uh-huh. Actually, my name is Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe. I love him. Now is a good chance for you to try and remember it right. And if it's too long for you, you can just call him Dick. Okay, it's good to see you again, Mr. Detective Dick. Yeah. Good to see you again. Too, I guess. Alright. How many things okay, we'll just do these 2 things. What happened? Mr. Detective Dick, can you tell us about what happened? Oh, you're trying to remember my name. Atta girl. Just Gumshoe, okay? Anyway, the thief stole something called the Sacred Urn. I know about that. Oh, well, the criminal's name is Mask Damask. I know about that too. Detective, can't you tell us something other than that? Well, I guess I sorta kinda owe you guys, in a way. The crime occurred last night at around 1:30 in the morning. How exactly do you know that? I was there! I was there, Phoenix! I saw it with my eyes! We got an emergency phone call from the guard at the scene of the crime, pal. He said, the urn was just stolen. Scene of the crime? You mean here, right? Wrong. The urn was being kept under careful guard in the basement warehouse. Basement warehouse? Huh? So who was guarding the basement warehouse? That guy. It's all his fault that the thief got away. Please tell me it was Meekins. He solves one case and gets a swelled head, thinking that he's an ace detective. Ace detective? Mask Damask. Hey, Detective Gumshoe? About this Mask Damask. Is he famous? What? You're joking, right, Nick? Mask Damask is the hottest thing since sliced bread. Good for you, Kaito! Sometimes he appears as a museum guard. Sometimes he appears a big brown bear known to surprise unsuspecting victims. Okay, now we turn to the dock. Good to know. But underneath those disguises is the true Mask Damask. So he's some kind of master of disguise, huh? And he only goes after the finest works of art, pal. The last night was his 5th highest. If Lordly Taylor had only cooperated, I could have caught him in time. What? Then you knew he was planning on stealing the Sacred Urn? Of course I did. The guy always sends his calling card before he steals something. Calling card, huh? They mentioned that on the TV. So why do you call him an ace detective anyway? That's what he calls himself, pal. I didn't make it up. So, what's he like? Well, like I told you, Mask Damask has made 5 heists so far. On the 4th heist, Mr. Ace Detective managed to get the stolen treasure back. Oh, really? Wow, that's impressive. All by himself? Yeah, I gotta admit it, pal. Maybe he really is as good as he said, or he's the thief. Every time the thief sends one of his calling cards, we send our men out on a stakeout, but none of us has ever gotten so much as a glimpse of the guy. But Mr. Ace Detective was able to retrieve the stolen treasure from the thief? How very Jonathan Wild of you. Anyway, he's at the scene of the crime right now, looking for clues. So he's down in the basement warehouse, huh? Alright, we'll do the calling card, and then we'll see who this is. So what's this calling card? Here it is. But don't show it to anyone, it's top secret, okay, pal? What's this mark on the front? Mask Damask's signature emblem, pal. You could say it's his mark. All of his calling cards have got it on them. didn't mention that in the newsflash. We're withholding that detail from the public for operational reasons. The only way we can tell if the calling call is real or not is by this emblem. Cool. That makes sense. When you get famous, there are always imitators. Mr. Nick, if you work a little harder, maybe you can have your own copycats someday. Thanks, I guess. Alright. Let's go down to the warehouse. Where are we running into? October 12th, Worley Taylor, basement warehouse. No matter how many times we come here, this place always gives me the chills. That's probably because it's air-conditioned to protect the art pieces, you know? Welcome to my private little banquet of chaos. Huh? What the heck does that mean? Great. I'm afraid I have very little to offer, but please, make yourself at home. Who are you anyway? Silence? I forgot about you. Hee. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What do you see? Savari, the truth once again has been elegantly revealed to me. A lawyer and a spirit medium, neither very advanced at their trade. Is that magnifying glass? Just stick to your face, my good sir. Am I wrong? Yikes, that's scary! How did you know that? How you say? The universal skeptic would say, how is it nothing but a question of why? I'm a traveler in both time and space and a swimmer of dreams. Are you the doctor? What is he talking about? I can't make heads or tails of it. Without further ado, let me fulfill what should be the first duty of any gentleman. And introduce myself. Name is Atmay. Luke Atmay. Look at me. Yes. Ace Detective. Oh, hi. Don't let him intimidate you, Nick. Stand up and show him what you're made of. The name's right. Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. And I'm IFA. Ace Spirit Medium. And I'm, Pearl Faye. I'm Mr. Bias' cousin and, Spirit Medium of Ace Apprentice. Excellent. Well then, shall we begin our little game? Game? Why does the phrase one short of a baker's dozen come in mind with this guy? Alright. We're gonna save. And, stop here, because it's been 3 hours. I completely forgot about him. I'm so happy. I love these guys. I love these games so much. Okay, so we're gonna end. You may have noticed that I put up a sub goal, and there's no real time limit on it. But I'm trying to get 2 new emotes if I reach the sub goal. And my plan is that whoever, whenever we reach the sub goal, whoever donates the most will get to pick the next game that I play. With a couple of caveats, but that's the general idea. But no real time limit at the moment. Well, yeah, let's see if there's somebody to raid. I'm sure there's got to be some people doing stuff. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Alright, let's see. We'll do the Ace Attorney raid, which is RMAA. A2 if you're not subbed. So let's see. Who is going right now? Let's see. Who haven't I rated in a while? Okay, quite a few people are playing Marvel Rivals. Um, that seems to be the it game right now. Um, let's see here. Send you all over to Chaos. Who's playing Skyrim right now? So, have fun. Thank you all for coming. Bye.